All right, so let's dive into pop culture witches. I mean, it's fascinating how pop culture really shapes how we view witchcraft.
Yeah.
We've got this article here. It's called Reacting to Witchcraft and Pop Culture, a deep dive into movies, shows, and more.
Mm-hmm.
And it really got me thinking about how witches have gone from like these figures that we feared to characters we root for. It's a big change.
It is a big shift, and it really makes you think about what those changes, in portrayals say about us as like a culture.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, think about it. Decades ago, the image of a witch was just like evil, straight
You're
up villain.
right.
Like the Wicked Witch of the West,
Oh, yeah.
Wizard of Oz,
Classic.
green skin, cackling, obsessed with shoes, literally like a childhood nightmare.
Yeah, she really played into those societal anxieties about women holding power,
Hmm.
the fear of the unknown, potential for chaos.
Yeah.
It was all projected onto this evil witch.
It's true.
Like she became the symbol of it.
And not just her, like the Grand High Witch and the witches,
Oh, yeah.
hiding in plain sight, plotting against children.
Oh, it's terrifying.
Primal fear, right.
Yeah. Yes.
But somewhere along the line, things changed.
They did.
Like they really shifted.
It's fascinating to think about why. Like you said, the modern witch, she's complex, relatable, sometimes even like a hero. Like Sabrina Spellman, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina,
Oh, yeah.
battling supernatural forces.
Right.
But also she's navigating human struggles.
Yeah.
Identity, family, all that.
It seems to resonate with younger viewers who are like figuring themselves out.
Yeah, I think the modern witch is almost a reflection of our own search for self-discovery.
And empowerment. Like we want to see these characters who are in control of their own destiny and they have power.
That's right. And then you have characters like Wanda Maximoff,
Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch, so powerful,
Yeah.
but tied to her trauma and her grief.
Right. Makes her very complex.
Very sympathetic, but also like, whoa,
Forced to be reckoned with.
force to be reckoned with. Yeah.
It's like we're moving away from this idea that power, especially in women, is something to be feared.
Yeah, I think so. And I think it's not just about power. It's also like there's a growing fascination with like magic and spirituality in general.
Right.
Like people are looking to connect with something beyond like the everyday, and witchcraft, as it's portrayed in pop culture, kind of gives us that sense of mystery possibility.
Absolutely. And speaking of pop culture, there are some seriously iconic witchy moments in movies and shows that have really just stuck with us.
Totally.
The Craft, for instance, it was a game changer back in the 90s.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It introduced a whole generation to like realistic witchcraft, blending Wiccan practices with teenage angst, rebellion. It wasn't just about spells and potions. It was about power.
Yeah, and the consequences of magic.
Exactly, when it's misused.
Misused. And let's not forget the fashion. Like, The Craft gave us serious style inspiration, but it also, like, resonated because it showed the power of female friendships. Like, even when you're an outsider, you can find your people.
Yeah, you can find your tribe. You
Yeah.
can find your coven. That longing for connection, that longing for belonging, it's in there.
Totally. And then you've got practical magic, which kind of created this whole other vibe, this whole other aesthetic. Like it romanticized witchcraft, right?
Totally.
All of those charming cottages, herbal magic, the bond between sisters.
Those ants
It made witchcraft seem beautiful and powerful, like especially for women.
really did. And brought in elements of folk magic and herbalism, like this real connection to nature.
Yeah,
Cycles of the earth, themes that we still love today
it's true.
as people are searching for more like holistic nature-based practices. That's hot right now.
Totally. And then there's Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, which went in a much darker direction. Like, it's a cult. It's intense.
That's right. It delved into like the complexities of witchcraft. You see ritual magic, you see demonology, even some elements of Satanism.
Yeah.
Which is very controversial.
Yeah, it wasn't your typical teen show. It really felt like it was pushing boundaries
Or was.
and challenging viewers to think about good and evil differently.
Absolutely. More nuance.
More nuance.
Visually. Stunning.
Stunning. It had a dark, gothic aesthetic, right?
Pink did.
Intricate rituals, a haunting atmosphere. We can't forget American Horror Story, Coven.
Oh, come on.
Come on.
So good.
With a diverse group of witches, incredible powers, fierce sense of sisterhood.
Yes.
It felt like that show revived interest in witchcraft, popularized terms like supreme, the seven wonders,
Yes.
and it gave a nod to the historical persecution of witches.
Yeah.
drawing parallels to the Salem witch trials and like discrimination that so many groups still face today.
It's true.
It had a really strong feminist message. It celebrated female power,
Resilient.
resilience in the face of oppression, and sparked a lot of conversations about representation and showcasing diversity within the witchcraft community, which I think is so important. So we've seen how pop culture has like transformed witches from these one-dimensional bad guys to like complex, relatable, and often really powerful figures. But the question is how much of what we see on screen is actually rooted in real-world witchcraft?
That's the question, isn't it?
That is the question. That's something we're going to dig into after a quick word from our sponsor.
It's interesting because while Hollywood definitely takes liberties,
Oh yeah, for sure.
there are elements of pop culture witchcraft that are based in,
Real practices.
real world practices.
So what do they get right?
Okay.
Like which of those magical tropes are actually kind of legit?
Well, for example, herbs and crystals,
Okay.
they're depicted pretty accurately.
Mhm.
And those are, common tools in real witchcraft, used in spells, used in rituals for their, energetic properties.
So it's not just like visual flair.
No,
There's a deeper meaning.
deeper meaning. Like there's this belief that everything possesses energy,
Right.
right? Herbs, crystals, color, they all vibrate
Yeah.
at different frequencies. And witches use these tools to align their own energy with their intentions.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So whether it's healing, protection, whatever it is.
Manifestation.
Manifestation,
Yeah.
exactly.
What about the whole like casting spells under a full moon thing?
The full moon.
Yeah.
Oh, huge.
Is that legit or is that just for drama?
That's legit.
Yeah.
Moon phases, astrological timing, big deal. In witchcraft, the moon's energy is believed to be super potent.
Okay.
And different phases are associated with different intentions.
Right.
The full moon, that's about amplifying energy, releasing what no longer serves you.
I love that. I love how it like ties into the natural world,
It's all about that,
cycles and stuff.
working with those natural energies. Another thing they often get right is the tarot and the divination.
Okay. Yeah.
You see the movies all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Witches using tarot cards, scrying in a crystal ball.
Practical magic.
Yes, exactly.
Those ants, they were reading tarot cards all the time.
Yeah, they were trying to get some insight. And that's what divination is all about. Seeking guidance, understanding patterns, getting a deeper perspective on things.
So it's less about like fortune telling.
Less about fortune telling, more about connecting with your intuition,
Right.
your inner wisdom. And then there's covens,
Mhm.
often depicted as supportive communities
I love that.
where witches can learn, practice, share knowledge.
I feel like that's such a like powerful
It is.
image. Like not the solitary witch working alone in the shadows, but like a group of powerful women.
Yeah, it reflects the reality that a lot of witches find strength and support in community,
Yeah.
sharing wisdom, learning from each other, creating a space for, collective empowerment. Not all witches belong to covens,
Right. Of course.
but that idea of a supportive, magical sisterhood,
Oh, I love it.
it resonates.
Yeah. Okay, so what about the stuff they get wrong?
Okay, well, first of all, no fireballs.
What? No fire?
No fireball.
What?
Sorry. And no teleporting.
Okay.
I know.
So no flying broomsticks either.
No. Sadly, no.
I guess it wouldn't be as entertaining if it was just like herbal tea and meditating.
Right. But okay, so
That's a bummer.
one of the biggest misconceptions is that witchcraft is hereditary.
Oh, yeah. You always see that.
It's this bloodline you can't escape. You're born into it.
Right. It's like a magical club that you have to be born into.
Yeah. And that's not true at all. In real life, anyone can be a witch. It's not about your ancestry. It's about your connection to magic, your intention,
Right.
your willingness to learn and grow.
So I don't have to like trace my family tree back to Salem.
No, you don't. It's about personal choice. It's about dedication. Another misconception is that all witches are evil,
Right.
that they worship dark forces.
Right.
While some traditions do work with deities, a lot of witches are secular
Okay.
or nature-based,
Yeah.
focused on the earth.
The elements.
The elements,
Right. It's way more diverse than pop culture portrays it.
way more nuanced, way more diverse.
Mm.
And another thing Hollywood gets wrong is that magic is instant,
Oh, I wish.
right? Snap your fingers, poof, it happens.
Instant gratification.
But in reality, it's about patience. It's about intention. Understanding that working with energy takes time.
Right.
It's a process.
No shortcuts.
No shortcuts to manifesting that dream life.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's about working with the natural flow of energy,
Yes.
not trying to force it. Okay, so it seems like there's a lot more to witchcraft than meets the eye, but you have to admit, even with the inaccuracies, pop culture has kind of helped to bring witchcraft into the mainstream.
I agree. It's helped to destigmatize it,
Yeah.
showing witches as relatable, heroic even.
Yeah.
It's challenged those old stereotypes, made it easier for people to explore witchcraft without fear of judgment.
It's almost like pop culture has created this space where people can be more open about their interest in magic and spirituality.
It has. And it's fascinating how that's gone hand in hand with the growing popularity of real-world witchcraft. And it's not just a one-way street. Real-world practices have also been influencing what we see on screen.
Oh, totally. Like how The Craft had Wiccan consultants on set to make sure those rituals were accurate.
Exactly. More and more filmmakers are consulting with actual witches
Yeah.
to add authenticity, to add depth to their stories,
Mm.
drawing inspiration from real traditions, real beliefs.
So it's like this cool feedback loop.
It is.
Pop culture shapes our perceptions, but then real-world practices inform how it's depicted. Makes you wonder what the future holds for witchcraft on screen. What trends do you see coming up? What do you think we might see in the next few years?
Well, one of the biggest things is diversity and representation.
Okay, yeah.
We're seeing more portrayals of BIPOC witches,
Yeah.
LGBTQ plus witches,
Right.
witches with disabilities, which is amazing.
It's so important for people to see themselves in these stories. Like, it sends the message that magic isn't limited, you know, by race, gender, ability.
It's for everyone. And it's not just about who, it's about how.
Yeah.
Like, we're seeing a shift away from those stereotypical depictions of witches as,
Yeah.
evil
Right.
or focused on dark magic or revenge.
Like, we're moving beyond those simple good versus evil tropes.
Yeah, totally. There's more interest now in portraying witches as healers, teachers, mentors, protectors of nature, like really showcasing all the different facets of witchcraft
I love that.
and its potential for good.
Yeah, because it feels more aligned with how people view witchcraft in real life, right? It's about personal growth, connection, making a difference. What other shifts do you see happening?
Oh, we're seeing a lot of historically inspired stories
Okay.
that delve into like global witchcraft traditions.
So not just the Western, European.
Yeah, beyond that.
Like drawing inspiration from African traditions,
Yeah.
Asian traditions, indigenous practices.
Exactly, like exploring the full tapestry of magical beliefs from all over the world.
I would love to see a show about Yoruba priestesses.
Yeah.
Or like a movie about Filipino healers. It feels like there's so much untapped potential there.
There's a whole universe of untold stories just waiting to be told. And another trend to watch out for is the emergence of tech witches and cyber witches.
Oh, that sounds cool. What is that? So like witches who code spells, use AI for divination.
Totally.
That's awesome.
It's like magic and technology intersecting.
Right.
And it reflects how witchcraft is adapting and evolving in like the digital age.
So what's next? Like a magic app for manifesting your dreams.
Who
A
knows?
virtual coven
Maybe.
that meets in the metaverse. I mean, the possibilities are endless. So to wrap things up, it seems like the future of witchcraft in pop culture is pretty bright. Lots of diverse characters, positive magic, a willingness to explore new things. It's a far cry from those days when witches were just like, the villains.
Totally.
I think we've come a long way in terms of understanding and appreciating the complexity of witchcraft, and it's been really fun to explore that evolution through pop culture.
It has.
Really makes you think about how storytelling can shape our perceptions, challenge our assumptions, and inspire us to explore new possibilities. So as we wrap up this deep dive on how pop culture's perception of witchcraft has changed, what about you? What direction do you see pop culture witchcraft taking next? Let us know. And until next time, keep diving deep.